everybody, my name is Luke Marr and this is Hot Lamode, and today on Hot Lamode we are going to be talking about everything that I watched in the month of March. I'm gonna call it culture shock because I can. Now you're probably like, Luke, what do I care about you watching things? Well, you should, because watching things is really important to what we do and how we understand and digest fashion. Before we get into the actual video where I tell you everything that I've watched, if you guys are looking for a channel that talks about fashion in the most bitchy, sassy, analytical way, this is it, so you can go down below and definitely hit the subscribe button and turn on my post notifications. What do you have to lose? Also, if you guys like these kinds of culture shock, what I watched videos, you can definitely give this video a like, and also if you want to see more from me, you can follow me on Instagram at HotLamode. I post some pretty poppin' content. So as I said, I'm gonna just talk you through everything that I watched in the month of March. A lot of it has to do with fashion, wardrobes, and costumes throughout the movies, but also some of it is just interesting knowledge to have. The first thing that I watched was Funny Girl, which stars Barbra Streisand. You probably have heard of Funny Girl if you've ever watched the show Glee, in which Rachel Berry, the main character, talks about how Barbra Streisand is her idol. Also, the song Don't Rain on My Parade is from Funny Girl, and it's an amazing moment in the movie. The movie is just really great. It's like 50s, 60s, interesting outfits. There's some sailor outfits. There's an amazing ballerina look. There's a pregnant Barbra Streisand look that is to die for. And let me just say that Barbra Streisand is funny as fuck. So like, it's amazing. And if you don't have a Jewish New York accent by the end of the movie, did you really watch it? Oi Kavalt, I don't think you did. The next movie is a classic, and it is the father of mafia movies, Godfather. I've seen Goodfellas and A Bronx Tale, which are also amazing movies that you definitely should be watching. But Godfather is what really made it happen. Francis Ford Coppola actually directed the movie, who is the father of Sofia Coppola, an amazing director as well. The movie is just a classic. You need to watch it, you need to see it. You might not love it, but it's there. It's something that you've watched, it's something that you understand. Also, when you get to Godfather 2, let me just say that Robert De Niro is a certified fucking hottie. The next one I watched was Roxanne, Roxanne, which is a Netflix movie based on Roxanne Shantell, who was a female rapper in the 1980s. The wardrobe is amazing. It is like 80s streetwear realness. It's fantastic. I'm in love with it. The guy from Moonlight is in it, and also the girl that plays Roxanne Shantell, the rapper, is also really amazing. It's just really cool to see like New York history and how rap has evolved from the 1980s when it really came out. The next thing I watched was The Royal House of Windsor, which is also on Netflix. I don't know if it's a Netflix original, but it goes through the history of the Windsors, who are the royal family. As you know, the royal family have had some pretty iconic fashion moments. Diana, the Queen, Kate, Pippa. So there are so many iconic fashion moments that the Windsors have, and I feel like it's interesting to know the history behind them and how they've continued to push forward their dynasty. Next up is A Stitch in Time. I think it was on English TV, but A Stitch in Time is a video series that I saw on YouTube. I will link it down below. It is a show that goes through portraits throughout history, whether it be of Marie Antoinette or Dido, and it actually talks through and recreates the looks within the portraits. It's really beautiful. It really talks about the history of costume and clothing and how that reflected culture. A really interesting one was the one about Marie Antoinette and the chemise, which was like such an interesting fashion moment, and it really reflects how fashion is currently. A lot of people call out big fashion designers like Balenciaga for appropriating workwear and the working class's uniforms, and it's the very much so same with an episode of A Stitch in Time where they talk about how Marie Antoinette actually wore a dress that peasants would normally wear, but she kept it super beautiful and white, and it was a reason that a lot of people didn't actually like Marie Antoinette. So it's very interesting. I will link it down below. It's on YouTube. It's pretty cool. You should watch it. Next up is the Pete Davidson and Tan from Queer Eye SNL video. It's just like a funny little video. I love Pete Davidson, he's from SNL, and also if you guys have not seen Queer Eye, like, where have you been? Like, what are you doing with your life? It's funny, it's a little bit of fashion, they shoot it at Saks, I just liked it, and it made me think Pete Davidson was hot. Next up was Marilyn Monroe's Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend video. It is pink, it is everything I needed, it is like 40s, 50s glamour. I'm in love with it. Just watch it. It's on YouTube. It's pretty poppin'. Also, all of the Superfruit music videos, if you don't already know, I'm in love with Mitch Grassi, one of the members of Superfruit, but also there's Scott Hoying. They were amazing. The stylist, whoever does it, I think her name's like Cameron or something like that, she's fantastic. The videos are just so visually like stimulating. There's like nothing wrong with anything they do, and I know people are like, oh my god, you're stealing Mitch's style. Oh my god, like you're in love with Mitch. Yeah, I am, because it's fucking amazing. Sorry, get over it. Also, there were some really cool Prada interviews that kind of went through the whole history of Miuccia Prada, and this journalist actually asked Miuccia Prada a bunch of questions on air. I will also link those. They were just interesting. It goes through the history of Prada a little bit, and it gives Miuccia's insight into a lot of the business aspects that you don't normally hear about. Also, I discovered this whole range of TED Ed like animated videos that just go through like really interesting history moments. There's ones about the Berlin Wall, there's ones about the Terracotta Warriors, and there are a bunch on Greek mythology. All really cool things that you can take inspiration from. Fashion designers probably do, like you guys, if you guys want to be designers or stylists or anything like that. They're just interesting to see like historical moments. I just find history a really influential thing in the fashion industry. Also, Drag Race Season 10. I watched the first episode. It was amazing. I'm in love with it. It's fantastic. The looks were so good. Like I couldn't even choose a girl that really took my breath away. Obviously my first person that I loved was Aquaria, but like whatever, get over it. So just watch season 10. Forget about All Stars 3. It was awful. We're not gonna talk about it. And I might even do a season 10 my favorite looks video at the end of the season. Who knows? Another really amazing documentary series is called The State of Undress. It is by Vice, and it is this girl, and she just goes to all these different countries, whether it's the Congo, Russia, Pakistan, and she just talks about how the fashion industry works there. And I think it's really interesting to see all of these different countries, and we usually just look at the 4 main countries, America, Italy, France, Britain, but there are a lot of different fashion industries that are in the world. And also she wears the Guo Pei Rihanna dress at one point. It is fucking amazing, you'll love it. And the final thing that I think we should be talking about is Vigie Lebrun. And the final thing that we're going to be talking about actually refers back to Paris Fashion Week, and it's actually about the Thom Browne show. In the Vogue review of Thom Browne's show, they talk about how Thom took inspiration from Vigie Lebrun. And you're probably like, who's Vigie Lebrun? Well, Vigie Lebrun was the portraiteur of Marie Antoinette. So this sparked me looking at all of these Marie Antoinette inspirational things. I learned so much. She actually painted a bunch of really beautiful portraits of her. I just find her really, really interesting, and it was somebody that I just thought, you know what, let me look into her. After Marie Antoinette got like the chop, she went to like St. Petersburg, she went to Italy, she went to Germany, and painted for all these royal courts. She's just a really great artist. She was a really big and inspirational woman's artist as well, so like check out Vigie Lebrun. So, that is all I'm going to be talking about today. Please let me know if you guys like these kinds of videos, and also I'm going to be putting all of the things I talked about in order in the description box, so don't worry, I promise it will be there. But please let me know really if you guys like these kinds of things. I like doing them. I like sharing what I'm watching and what I'm finding really, really interesting. And also, please let me know what you guys find really interesting, things that I should be watching in the comments below. So I thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. TTYL.